As a PhD holder in reading slumps, I know that I fall into quite a number of reading slumps while doing my reading routine. So if you're currently in a reading slump and you're trying everything to get out of it at the moment because you want to pick up more books, then you're at the right place, because today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 7 tips that can help you get out of a reading slump. So let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rachel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a thing. At the end of this video, if you like it as well, you can leave a thumbs up so that people can see. As I said earlier, we're going to be discussing 7 tips that can help you get out of a reading slump. What do I know about reading slumps? I know a whole lot, because if you read a lot, yeah, definitely you're going to also fall into reading slumps once in a while. In fact, at the time of recording this video, I'm literally coming out of a 2-week reading slump. At first, it started like a break because I read 3 intense books back to back in May, and I was like, okay, let me just take 2 days to take a break. And now look at me, I've not read anything for like 2 weeks, and I know that I want to get back to reading a book, but that's just the way a slump is. Sometimes you just can't get out of it and you're just frustrated and you're trying to look for different ways to help you get out of it. So I'm going to be sharing 7 tips that have helped me in the past and things that I continue to use to get me out of reading slumps. Number 1 is pick up a really short and easy book. This is one of the major things that have helped me get out of reading slumps over time, because what I find is that if, let's say, I haven't read a book in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, some months, okay, no, I don't think it has gotten to months, but we have people who you may be reading this and you've probably gotten into a reading slump and you've not read anything in even a year, and you find that you're interested in certain titles that are quite lengthy. What I would advise you to do is pick up a really short and easy book, straight to the point, not too many pages, so that by the time you finish it, you have this boost of, oh yes, I actually finished the book, and then you're on to the next one. I would definitely advise, and that has helped me a lot of times, to pick up a short book. I know that I did a video on 5 short self-help books that you can read. Some of them are 90 something pages, 120 something pages, and some of them even have pictures. I'll put the link in my description box below, and you can check that out as a way to get you out of a reading slump. The next tip is to reorganize your bookshelf. So if you have a bookshelf, you may choose to reorganize it, and not necessarily anything fancy. If you want to color coordinate, or you just want to look at your books and smell the new ones and just feel good, even if you know that you're in a reading slump, sometimes just reorganizing your bookshelf and going through books that you may have bought a while ago can just give you that encouragement to get into a title that you know that when you bought that book you were so interested in. So it's a nice way to just sort of get you excited all over again. In even reorganizing your bookshelf, you may even come across a book that you've read before that you really liked. It may even be a short book, and you can go and reread that title again, just to give you some form of boost or vigor of you remembering why you even fell in love with reading in the first place. My third tip will be to change format. So if you're used to reading a hard copy book, you can try some e-copy books. And the funniest thing about reading is that I know that sometimes as readers, our minds are closed off, because we're like, no, I'm a hard copy baby. I only like paperback or hardcovers. I don't like reading e-books or soft copies. But sometimes it's nice to try, twist up some things. If you've always been reading hard copies, you can try soft copies or even audiobooks. Audiobooks are very, very interesting, especially when it's like autobiographical books by celebrities and you're hearing it in their voice, and you know, maybe if there's even fiction or something that you may be interested in, you can try audiobooks. And one thing about reading is that it's good not to close your mind to different formats of books, because you never know which ones may help you even read faster. I know that for me, when I didn't really like reading soft copy books, but then I found that they actually help me read faster just by tapping my phone screen, and I know that I don't have so much distractions. I know that I'm able to get through a book faster than actually turning the pages. But because of my natural bias for hard copy books, I'm like, okay, know what, I'm just going to stay with my hard copy. So try and change the format once in a while, especially if you've been in a reading slump. My next tip, which is tip number 4, will be to change genres. Now, if you're typically used to reading a whole lot of fiction and you find yourself in a reading slump, how about you try some really short self-help non-fictions? How about you try some really short memoirs or collection of essays? How about you try some collections of stories that may not particularly be linked, but it's like maybe 5 stories in one book and one story is like maybe 10 pages. That sort of thing could give you an interesting vibe that you want to pick up more books to read, especially when you finish it and it's interesting. So don't just stay and be like, oh, I'm looking for non-fiction books to read, and you haven't found any non-fiction book to read and you're still in your reading slump. How about you try fictional books? How about you try different genres? Just switch things up. Switching things up in your reading routine will definitely help you come out of a reading slump, and I know that it has helped me too in the past. Number 5 is join a book club. Yes, if you're in a reading slump at the moment, I think that it would be nice for you to join a book club. And if you cannot join a book club, whether physical or virtual, then I suggest that you get an accountability partner who can help you read, or who can help you keep track of your reading. This is important because at the end of the day, there are lots of times that you don't feel like reading, but just knowing that a book club meeting is coming up and you're passionate about the book and the book club, you're passionate about reading and you love to engage with other readers, you want to actually finish that book, even if it means staying up late at night, just so that you can contribute to the book club meet. Even if you even have a friend who is like your reading buddy or an accountability partner who can check in on you and say, okay, what are you reading now? Do you want to share with me? And you guys can sort of, get together and finish a book. So I think that it's very important for you to either join a book club or get a reading accountability partner. So maybe if you guys decide you're going to finish a book at so and so time, if somebody reneges on that, then maybe they'll pay money or something fun. Just try and keep it fun and lighthearted. Remember, reading is not a do or die affair. You're the one who wants to get out of a reading slump. Remember that nobody is putting a gun to your head. You're coming out of the reading slump because you love to read. So that would be a very good way to come out of one. My 6th tip is to schedule reading time and get rid of distractions. Now, a lot of us find it hard to get out of reading slumps, not because we've not tried, but because there are just too many distractions around us. Even if we schedule reading times, we find that we're trying to read maybe from 6 to 7 p.m. and then at the end of the day, your phone is buzzing. If you even try to read on your phone is buzzing, you're getting notifications. So you read one line, you come out of the reading app, you go and answer Twitter, you answer Facebook or Instagram messages, and then you come back and then you're not even in the mood anymore. So if you're really intentional about coming out of a reading slump, you can set a scheduled time in the evening, in the morning, in the afternoon, whatever time is good for you, and make sure that there are no distractions around you. This will ultimately help you to probably finish a book, even if it's a short book, and just feel like, okay, yes, I finished a book or a chapter or a page today, and then it keeps you going. And remember that if you're reading a book and you don't really like it while you're scheduling time, it's okay for you to dump a book that you're not interested in. A lot of us always want to finish books that are in front of us and you want to die on the book, like me. And there was one book that I read recently and I was like, you know what, I almost dumped that book, and I would have been right to dump it because it was such a slow start and it was dragging, and it took me a week and a half to read the book, when ordinarily I would read interesting books 2 to 3 days. So you see how it dragged. If I had just decided to keep on dragging and the book was not nice, I would have just dumped the book somewhere but entered into a reading slump because I don't want to let go of that book. So just remember that while you're scheduling time and you want to pick a book to read and you're changing the genre or changing the format, remember to keep to something that is interesting for you. If you read the first couple of pages and it's not interesting for you, please get out of it, dump it, and look for something that would get you from the first page so that you can stay engaged all through, and then you can finish the book. This will help you come out of any reading slump that you're in. My final tip for getting out of a reading slump, if you find yourself in there at the moment, is to remember why. Remember why you're reading in the first place. Like I said, reading is not a do or die. If you're watching this video, it's because you love to read. It's because you're passionate about books and you want to come out of a reading slump. You don't know why, you just can't pick up any book to read, but you want to read. Remember why you want to read. A lot of us read for different reasons. So is it for entertainment, for an escape, to be able to discuss an amazing book with your friends? Whatever reason it is, if it's for knowledge, if it's to take down notes, if you're using that knowledge that you've gotten to impact for other people, whatever reason you're reading whatever kind of books, remember why, and that would ultimately help you pick up that book that you need and give you that motivational boost that you need. Like I said, it is not a do or die affair. You should not be forced to read anything that you're not interested in, and you should not even be forced to read generally. As a reader, you love to read because you love to read. So just remember your why, and that would help you pick up your next book. So If you're currently in a reading slump, let me know if any of these tips were helpful in the comment below. And if you've ever gotten out of one or you continue to get out of some reading slumps, please share some tips that have helped you in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a thumbs up on this video and I will see you in my next video. Bye.